and this is going down on a very Navy heavy map. Welcome to Adaptive Point of Reason. It is a 6 versus 6. Let us just queue up our stats there. There we go. And nice diagonal split on there. We have 3 players here, 1 player there, 2 players over there. Team 1 is across here at the top, Team 2 across here at the bottom. And it's basically a bunch of Joes, a couple of pros sprinkled in, and some high level Joes as well. Let's go say hi to the players. Team number 1, first off, on the left hand side on this island, all by him, lonesome, massive island for him to decide to claim. It is in the purple, Hexed. And Hexed is here as Cybran getting a first air factory. Up behind Hexed in the grey colour as UEF, it is RKX. He is sharing his island with Forever. Seraphim in yellow, another air factory for him. The 2 in the mid islands, we have Icy Nightmare, UEF in burgundy, and behind him in nice orange is Jayo. Jayo is Aeon. Finally, for team number 1 over here on the small island by himself, it is Yo-Yo. Yo-Yo is Aeon, Yo-Yo is white. Alrighty. That's team 1. Let's have a look at team number 2. First off, over here on the far right hand side for team number 2, it is Butthurt. Let's see if Butthurt is going to be butthurt about this game. But he is Seraphim, he's light blue. Down from him, it is Mike S. Mike S or Mike's? No, Mike S. So we're going to call him Mike. You know, he's Cybran in green. He's working on, it looks like a P grid for an air factory. Sharing his island is an Aeon and Ikrik. Ikrik is lime green, snot green. Yeah, snot green, he's Aeon. I say snot because I'm feeling a bit snotty. Over here on the middle islands, it is Thurnus Haley, who's Cybran and Cyan. Cyan Cybran. I seem to be saying that a few times lately. And sharing his island in the combat green, which is New World Warrior. New World Warrior is UEF, he's working on a grid for an air factory there, pretty clear about it. Got his factory down, and finally for team number 2 on the small lonesome island. It is not Napalm. He's got an extra M there, it's Nampalm. Namplam? It's not even Palm. It's Namplam. Anyway, it's Nam. He's Aeon, he's red. Air factory with a power grid surrounding it. And he is good to go. So, as far as reclaim goes on this map, fuck all. Absolutely fuck all reclaim. These guys have, how many mixes is that? 8 mass extractors on their island. I think it's pretty even for most people. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we have what looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they might be on smaller islands, but they still have 8. It is this island that you want to try and contest. You got some mass extractors there, you got extra ones around there, and another one there. So these are usually the contested spots in the first part of all of that. Also extra mass extractors for these guys here on this main island, and this guy who can grab these ones back here. So really, this lot have the least amount of eco to start with. Only 8 mixes between them. This guy has extra, he has extra, and he has extra. So yeah, core island, nice and defensible, but need to do something with it. Okay, first bomber is out. There we go. We can see it is coming on over from Yo-Yo. That T1 bomber has decided it does not like the look of this engineer here. It's going to give him a bomber's first features. Boomski. Dead NG. And where is any kind of defending unit? Well, the answer is nowhere. Not a single interceptor, not a single AA unit. We're going to say goodbye to this NG here as well. Bomb. Nice bomb on the noggin. And it goes down. I hear, yes, ground AA. And this bomber is now going for the mass extractor, because hey, why not? When AA is moved on over, let's see how much damage it can do. If it can hit a turning bomber, apparently it can't. Only hits with a couple, and that is another bomb onto here. Still alive with 50 health. Need an interceptor ASAP, but the only interceptors that turn up are from Jayo, and they are helping us. There's an inti going on over, but it's going to be intercepted by the interceptors. And now there's a frigate, which is going to start doing some damage to that bomber. Still going to get a bomb away, still going to kill that, but then it's going to die. And now the Inties are going to have a small fracas over here. They're going to fly a little bit too close to these. Nope, so they're going to turn away and be fine. Navy is a coming, there we go. So frigate coming in from Jaio, but it's going to face off against a frigate and a sub from Butthurt. Being Aeon, it has no torpedoes, but it has torpedo defense. It's still going to take 3 damage though. Not really able to stop the torpedo from that sub, and that frigate's going to come along and say g'day. Elsewhere on the map we have nothing. Nothing but scouts. That's the first bit of action over on that side. And yeah, that's basically it. So frigate being chased by a frigate in the sub, why not? Ooh, if we can get in here and start doing some damage to all of this, it's going to be a dead engineer. Ah, there goes your build queue. Be another engineer? Nope, it's going to survive. It's not going to loiter around and kill that. But there's another frigate coming from Zyro, so some early pressure, T1 pressure from Zyro just to be irritating with the raiding. And Butthurt decides, you know what, that frigate is no longer my problem. And turns around to go, have a go at this one. This frigate is definitely somebody's problem, and is Mike's problem, because it is coming up and starting to kill up his engineers. It's just going for a roam, it's not slowing down, it's not stopping. But maybe now it is, it's going to try and kill off the sonar perhaps. Nope. This isn't a bad idea. Just keep it moving, don't fight anything, just womble on through and see what you can kill along the way. It's got 2 kills ready, a couple of NGs, you know, some land units, another engineer here which could have a bad time. Is having a bad time. It's having a real bad time because it's dead. And that is NG. Yeah. Alright. A submarine is moving in to intercept. Gonna take a while to kill it. Does have torpedo defense, of course, and every time those torps come in, it can pop out some distracting flares or whatever it's got. I know, it shoots the torpedoes directly. I've never actually seen it in action, so it has some kind of torpedo defense. There we go. They're like anti-torpedoes, if you will. They actually fire a small, fast torpedo aimed at killing the incoming torps. I just knew it had torpedo defense, I didn't know how it worked. Alright, bit of a counter coming back in from Butthurt. The problem is he is 2v1 with that counter. There's 2 frigates from Icy Nightmare, and we still have the frigates up here from Jaio ready to swoop on in and help, unless they decide to fall back and defend? Question mark? So that's actually going to give Butthurt the win, especially when he rocks up with some Zoes to throw down some extra damage. If the frigates can distract and these guys sit still, the Zoes can do a good amount of carnage to stationary units. There we go, things like this, don't sit still. As those shells come plummeting over, they absolutely do the extra. Frigates have come back down from Jaio, and that's going to be an easy loss for Butthurt. Not much he can do about that when it's 2 versus 1. That's a drop. There is a drop that is full of artillery sneaking around the edge of the map from Thurner, so it's come all the way from here. And maybe it's gone straight over this way, but whatever it's doing, it is going around the edge of the map, and the question is, has it been spotted? Interceptors are moving in that direction, but is that an actual move or is that a patrol? That's a patrol. How's your timing? This is going to be close. I think your timing is going to be damn near perfect. Without knowing about these patrolling inties, transport is going to make it down. The inties have doubled back. They suspect it's there. I don't know, but the transport's going to get its payload down, and the Medusas are there. Half upgraded mass extractor going to go down. Transport will die, maybe. Let's say forget about it. And another half completed tier 1 mass extractor going to die. So it's had a lot of mass gone there, and well worth these Zoes coming up. The Medusas coming on, and maybe they can get something else, but probably not with the commander. Be able to knock those things out of up before too much else occurs. Ooh, still though. 50% built. Tier 1 mass extractors, that is 900 odd mass. sunk into those to try and get them going, but nope. They're out of there. Over this direction, it is, wow, some subs. Having some fun with some frigates. Not much a frigate can do against subs, but along comes a torpedo bomber, and there's not much the subs can do against a torpedo bomber. And it's going to take a while to kill that torpedo bomber. There's some interceptors around though, they're going to help out a huge deal. And it is not looking terribly great in this particular spot right here. There's only a handful of ships to defend against a lot of ships. It's 5 against 10-ish. So twice as many units for Zhayo sitting there ready to push on the right hand side. We've got a couple of subs loitering around from Mike, although Mike needs to get into the Navy something hardcore. He's not even building anything from that, because he's focusing on air. Right. Air of a Navy. Navy is actually going to be coming out here from Mr. Ikrick. Got T2 Navy down there. Got some destroyers coming on over. Do we have any T2 Navy for Team 1? We have a lot of naval factories on the left hand side. This is Hext pushing on up, and he's going to have a massive number of units. But we have T2. There is a T2 naval factory for Namplam. So difficult to say. Anyway, he's there with T2 Navy. We have T2 Navy back here for Mr. RKX, and he's getting a destroyer off that run. His commanders in the water helping out, building some more factories. Eco's looking okay. For here we have T1 Navy on the way for an upgrade for Forever. He's not even bothering with T1. Going straight for T2 Navy down this direction. Plenty of Navy out. I see. It is all T1 though, no upgrades going on there. Yes, T2 Air, however, back this direction. T1 Navy for Zhayo. Just spitting out some units. Looks like his focus is going to be on maybe getting that T3 Air Factory next. And finally, over on this side, well, it is really just Yo-Yo trying to get some eco up after getting raided. He hasn't bothered with any units, but that is T3 Air. So he's going into the air game as opposed to the Navy game. No ships, no units, no nothing. Another drop on that guy, and he would have a very, very bad time. Okay. Rest of the map. Some Zuis caught in the middle by some frigates. They could turn around and do some extra damage to those guys, but they're deciding to just carry on. Over this direction, this island has been surrounded by beacon-style frigates from Ikrick, and they have wiped this off the map. There is a single friendly engineer that survived on this. Reclaim and setting up the mass extractor there. But this is a danger. I see T2. I see a destroyer coming in from RKX. He has got that online and more are on their way. And it's going to be very difficult for these T1 units to try and slow down. In fact, extra problems. Zhayo is coming in with his frigates, and that is going to make life very, very difficult. Ikrick trying to take on a similar size force, and there's some extra units, and then these Zuis over here are going to run into these units here, and the destroyer among nothing else is going to just turn those into scrap. Left hand side, this is 2 versus 1, and those are Vespers. So T2 subs come up from Nam, and they are going to carve their way through these units. If it wasn't for the torpedo bombers, but the torpedo bombers going to get shot down by the interceptors from New World. New World with his frigates out. Frigates and subs. The T2 subs going to help carve the damage out. The torpedo bombers still overhead getting shot down by frigates. Torpedo bombers are focusing on the subs because the subs don't have a lot of health. And where have the interceptors gone? Well, they're over here getting shot down. In the wrong place. Right. This direction, there is the destroyer. One destroyer and a bunch of T1 units to face off against all of this. I'd say it's a fairly evenish battle. Got the submarines, got a couple of frigates. Should be enough to try and hopefully hold things off if these guys move in, and if those guys moved in, it would be a terrible, terrible time. But no. Okay, we have a split going on here, and the submarines are retreating for Nam in the face of torpedo bombers, throwing out some of his own interceptors. He's definitely going to need. They were to shoot down the there. There's another T2 sub gone there. Torpedo bombers are just not very nice for submarines. In this direction, there is a single torpedo bomber that is getting shot down by Inties from Butthurt. There's still a destroyer in the region. This destroyer was targeted as torp bombers. That's why it needed the inties to help out, and it still needs the inties to help out. Destroyer is doing some good work there if it can stay at range. Reinforcements coming up from the Jayo. Want to maybe try and take out these units as they can. Cruiser from Butthurt. And Cruiser is going to be a problem if it wanders up this way, because Yo-Yo has absolutely zero defenses on his island. He's got nothing. And that's exactly what that cruiser is going for. And we are just going to see destruction and death over here. He has got T3. The Eco is under threat. Oopsie. Oh dear. And engineers get too close and die as well. Not looking great, and this can now start really causing issues for Yo-Yo. Yo-Yo needs some assistance. That cruiser is going to cause some serious problems. Going for the HQ. Oh no. Oh no. And there's no tech on his commander. This is the only thing that could build engineers. It is getting hit by attack missiles, and it's going to be the gradual slow death of the HQ. These units desperately need to come over and stop that from happening. If this goes down, was a T3 engineer? Oh, T3 bomber, strap bomber comes and joins the party and kills off another engineer that was probably coming over to try and build some tech defense. There it is. The missiles are still coming in. Oh, they changed target. Oh, he was so lucky they changed target, but now they do redirect back onto the HQ. Volcano is going up. Is it going to be up in time? Oh, it's going to be a close one. Another few missiles. It's up. 50 health. That was so close. 50 health left on that HQ. There's a submarine sitting right here. That is a siren sub? It has a deck cannon, doesn't it? It does. He could pop that sub out of the water. Furnace is telling him, get the sub out of the water and shoot that. Although it's too late now. It is now on the repair. Got an engineer doing its thing. That's not what they were saying to do. Never mind. It's too late. It has been repaired. That sub can no longer kill it. Right, over on the other side of the map this way, there's a lot of pressure coming in on Nam. There's a bunch of units here trying to push this slot. There is some T2, but it's a cruiser. The cruiser does have a deck gun. Very small little deck gun, like the power of a frigate. And there is one T2 sub down here, but that cruiser is going on down. But these guys have not much in the way of an answer for these forces here. It's mostly underwater, and they will get taken out of the sea. But having said that, there's more on the way. And Nam doesn't have much left there. Some air support is coming though. This is from Furnace. He's sending some torpedo bombs over. They'll be able to help even up these forces here, but I don't think it's really necessary because there's no subs in this slot. So all of this can just clean house easily. Let's check on the rest of the map, and in come the units from Butthurt. They are looking to try and just finish off what is left of this. If we can edge these frigates around, they could come this way and kill off the HQ. The HQ is so close to death. It would be a grand old target to go for. But I don't think they're going to get hold of doing that. They are being chased down by some other T2 units. There's some torpedo bombs around, though they're making their way. They are going that direction. One dies. Didn't even see what killed it. And this frigate is not going to make it. Torpedo bombers say g'day. And he goes down. Honestly, that is like the great escape from that HQ. 50 health ahead. Submarine right beside it. They could have been serviced to finish it off. And let's have a look in the middle though. While this edge fighting has been going on, the middle has been dominated by team number 1. That is a lot of units. They're under shields as well. Plenty of T2 cruisers from both sides with nice long range attack missiles, destroyers left, right and centre, and not as much to take care of them here. A bunch of T1 frigates on patrol, I'm guessing there to confuse the cruisers. So those missiles are missing quite happily, while these guys are just like mobbing around the place. small band here from Rick, just wanting to hold the line as such. Don't want to push into this because it would be quite a painful thing to do. Left hand side, nope, that's a hold for an arm, so he's alright there. Some engineers drop down both furnace. He wants that reclaim. Everybody just grabs mess from everywhere, whether it's mess they've created or not. Right hand side not going so well though. This is Butthurt being pushed back by Jayo, and it is 4 destroyers against 1. One destroyer, but the micro could be what saves it if we can keep twisting, turning and dodging. Those shots will miss. Also, if those shots decide to try and kill off the T1 radar system. Twitchy, dodgy little bugger. Actually works for a bit. Manages to avoid a bunch of shots, but not that many. Down into the red, gets knocked off by torpedoes, and now this cruiser is going to have a terrible time. As soon as it gets within range of these, they're going to just go for that. Well, I thought that primary down. Boom, boom. And torps. But what have you got to stop that? See a strat. That is a strat from Mike's. Has been doing some work. It has 21 kills. Good on your strat. Leaving your ASFs around enemy territory for no particular reason, just to die slowly, is not a great idea. There's flag around, there's T1AA, there's nothing for them to kill, you might as well get them away. Or they die a horrible death. So right hand side is bad. This is Butthurt. He is maybe wanting to overcharge. Does he have overcharge? He doesn't. He's just got his commander sitting up there, and he could get primary down pretty darn quickly. If these destroyers decided to, they could start doing some massive damage to the commander, but they're going to go for the HQ first and take him out. In the middle though, this has been a mini rout. Maybe. These units have pushed up here from Ikrik, but is it a question of a rout, or do these guys just fall back to lull them into a false sense of security? That might have been the case, because they're starting to push back and there's not that many units left compared to the Grey Swarm that abides upon here. And there is a shield boat as well in there to soak up some damage. And Butthurt, he did the silly. He wanted this comm into the water. Maybe he was trying to reclaim these guys, I don't know, but his comm was in the water. I saw him there before and he started walking in, but trying to do that against destroyers, bad idea, unless you happen to be a Cybran comm who has torpedo. But here was just UEF no, Seraphim. It was a Seraphim comm. Maybe if he built an E-storage and overcharged those destroyers, it might have been a different story, but he is out of the game. And everything he owns gets handed over to Mike, who now has to hold on to that. Furnace says, I'm going to start getting into Navy, because he hasn't been there. He's been doing nothing but air, and there's been plenty of it. Lots of torpedo bombers, but now is the time to try and spread your wings and join in and see what you can do. Inties flying over cruisers does not end well for the Inties, ever. Goes like that. Couple of destroyers in the bay for Jayo as well, and they're free to just romp around and just gradually kill off everything, because there's nothing to stop them. If there are any torpedo bombers, they are not in the area, and they would get dealt with by the cruisers quite happily. So yes, this is an island under threat. With no defense. Engineers are coming in for the reclaim. As you do, see them in, grab the reclaim can, have some fun. In the middle, and that is a reclaim field of great proportions, 20,000 reclaims sitting in here. 19,000, I exaggerated by 1,000. All here ready to be grabbed on back, and you see the Western engineers up there from Furnace trying to do exactly that, but engineers need to come from these guys who want to grab as much of that mass as possible to keep it as high as possible. Left hand side, let's have a look see here. There's a lot of submarines, but now there's destroyers in the mix, and if you've got subs and you've got destroyers, don't focus on the cruiser, focus the destroyer, or the mermaid, the one that stops yours, helps stop torpedoes. So those are the only things that can hurt you. Mermaid and the destroyer, kill them off and you got nothing to slow you down, although there's some T1 torpedo launchers back here. Looks like it's just a bit of a nudge to remind them that they exist. In the middle though, this is once again a bit of a push out from RKX. Looks like he just wants to hold that mass field. And indeed, hold the mass field, get the mass. Have yourself a grand old time. Over here, and frigates picking on a destroyer. Doesn't last very long. Excuse these sniffles. This is known as the not good camp. This island is getting wrecked. Torpedo bombs come out, fly directly in the face of a swift wind. That's not a good idea. And then they get close to the cruisers, but not too close. And they die. There is a big navy in here. Engineers already there to scoop up the reclaim. A nice old rousing round to fuck the ground, but one shot does get through, kills off the AA. This guy's going to be fine, he's hiding behind the hill. But all of this is not. In fact, that is a battleship off the rails from Mike S, and that battleship can just lob its shells over this direction. Does not like these destroyers one bit. And have a look at the damage that's coming down. Boomski, boomski, boomski. That's going to sink anytime soon. Any second now. Kaboom. There we go. One down, one to go. And now it's getting hit by Zoomies? Yes, indeed. So, if the Zoomies hadn't turned up, it was probably going to die. In fact, it might die anyway. 100 health. 0. Think. Bye. The midsection. Hello of all mother of torpedo. Absolute torpedo rush out there from Furnace, and he's set those in ahead of the Navy from Icarus. Looks like it's concentrated effort from the team to grab this mass field back, and it might work. It's a lot of torpedo bombers. ASFs have come in here from Icy Nightmare though. They're going to help clean up the skies somewhat. There's NCs out there from RKX trying to do the same thing, but it's mostly the Navy focus right now. This is Icarus not doing bad things. A lot of destroyers, and kaboom. So much damage. Look at that. How do you dodge that many shots? You can't. You just really can't. So much firepower coming in from those, and X just at their best. Splat. And suddenly that mass field changes hands and now belongs to team number 2. There's 24,000 mass here now. 24,000 mass, ready for the scooping. So a lovely fight. Mass is now there, and we should expect to see engineers coming out on transports. There we go, Furnace is rocked up with those. He is getting into the Navy game as he promised, straight into the T2 with that. He has the eco to do it. On the left hand side, and this is a bit of a fight. Hello, just battleship, excuse me, hiccups. A couple of battleships are out from Nam, and they're just going to start cleaning up. Yeah. They have cleaned up. There's basically nothing left. There's a mermaid over here trying to make a run for it. Damn boy, does it need to make a run for it. It's not going to make it though. This omen says, no. I'm going to destroy you. And it does. Okay, how is Tech looking for Hext? Well, he's still focusing on the T2. He's going to want a lot of T2 though. Those omens going to cause quite a bit of havoc over here, and he needs something to deal with those. Torpedo bombers are not a bad answer. We check out this direction, and the middle area is still held by team number 2 for now. There is, however, a battle cruiser, so T3 is on the field for RKX, getting some support behind that. Zooey's pushing up this way from Mike's, but they're going to run into a destroyer that's going to take them down. There's a frigate here who's having a bad time. Frigate's sitting still with Zooey's. Not a grand plan. Right, there goes a bunch of torpedo bombers, and there goes a bunch of torpedo bombers, nicely clumped together to drop their payload, but that means flak from Seraphim cruisers take them out in a nice big bunch. So, the only cruiser with flak is the Seraphim 1. Every other cruiser has guided missile types. You have the guided missiles from the Aeon, the UEF, the Cybran, they're all missile based tracking. The Seraphim cruiser is the only one that has flak. 3 battleships over there now. That's not looking great for Hext. So if you fly torpedo bombers in clumps, over these guys, they will screw them up horribly. They're really good at that. Really good at killing things in clumps. So, into the air game is Yo-Yo. His island is looking much healthier. He has a bunch of T3 mass extractors. He has a bunch of air grid. Still hasn't repaired his HQ though. I really would have done that. Not gonna lie, his entire air grid is reliant on this not dying, and it's only got 1200 health. That, yeah, that wouldn't be me. Anyway. Left hand side is looking worse and worse for Team 1. This is absolute push coming in from Nam. 3 battleships, and they can now absolutely total the space. There's nothing to slow them down. There's no torpedo bombers. The few naval units he has have to run away. They can't face up against all of this and these, and really, Hext is just looking at it. He's leaving, and we can just watch the majesty that is Omen Fire raining down destruction. Let's have a look at the mid area, and this is a good battle going on here. We have T3 now on both sides. The battleships here from Ikrik being supported by T2 and T1 from his teammates. The Neptune is right there. We also have the sub hunters. This is what you don't want to do with sub hunters. Don't bring them forwards. They are not particularly tough. They will get overwhelmed by destroyer torpedoes. They are best kept at distance where they can snipe with their very long range. So if you have a look, they have just about, actually I think they might have slightly more range than a destroyer. So you don't want to move them up, and this is what happens if you don't have cruiser support with them. Massive torpedo lit from Thurnus, and those sub-hunters are no more. In fact, Reva's units are no more. That's a nuke coming out from Mike, so Mike has not been idle. And well, he's got a problem on the right hand side. A bunch of navy over here is ready to wipe this island, and the nuke is headed this way, following in on the biplanes. There is no strategic missile defense here. There's one being built, but you know what? When the nuke's on the way, it's a bit late. And down goes Icy Nightmare, standing very, very still. That nuke had his name on it, and he is gone. What's left of his base will get transferred over to, well, looks like the right person has gone to Shio behind him, who is furiously working on its own SMD. It absolutely needs it, and it needs to survive. Somewhere that doesn't have an SMD is this island up here. He's got land units going for a transport. I hear what exploded. That would be a support commander, I think. Where the support commander was, I do not know. Battleships are off the starboard bow once again on the left hand side. There's some T280 that's been thrown up to try and throw some damage back at them. There's some sub hunters over here. Sub hunters are fantastic against Aeon battleships, because Aeon battleships don't have torpedoes. They don't have torpedo defense. They will just sit there and take it. And take it they will. Mid area, however, this is absolutely held by team number 2 for now, and they are scooping all the mass that they can at this stage. There is one battleship up here trying to focus off against all of this. Not going to have a happy time. Another battleship is tuning up to help. That's all well and good. On the right hand side, this has been a pushback as well. We have seen Ikrik plus Mike with his Zooey spam. Is that? Yes. Ikrik in the light, Mike in the medium green, and the dark green is New World. So all the greens for team number 2 combining to work as a team and get work done there. Left hand side, and yeah, these sub hunters are doing as sub hunters do. Just Pulling down that DPS. What Nam could do is ground fire. He could take these battleships and get them to shoot the ground where their subs are. So they're not that deep. They have to be kind of shallow to actually... Well, I guess in theory they have to be shallowish to actually fire torpedoes. But what Nam could be doing is taking the battleships and ground firing. The area of effect of the battleship fire would actually kill them. But he's either not aware of that as a thing or paying attention enough. And in come the supporting torpedo bombers. And there we go, that is going to be some dead sub-hunters. Torpedo bombers do their thing. More submarines out, this time just T1, but they will tickle down battleships all day, every day. Along comes some extra torpedo bombers from wherever, so he's looking to jump into that game. Some cruisers are back here, but they're a wee bit far from the front. And it's going to be a ton of damage on this guy. Look at those swing back around. Lovely. Back in the middle, and it is Navy on Navy action. Plenty of T3, a couple of battleships here, a couple of battleships there, more coming on in. We have a lot of T2 from both sides, a couple of battleships 1-2 and a battlecruiser for team number 2. But they are going to have to fall back in the face of all of this. The problem is while they're focusing on this and winning it back, the left hand side is not looking great. And another nuke. No, that is again Mike, so he's got a bunch of assists on that. Yes, he does. Have a look at all the build power there. And where's this one going? It is going, well, there's the Harbinger drop. Harbingers are doing as Harbingers do, except they're getting hit by Navy and air. But this nuke is basically saying no. No more Harbies for you. Going to be a massive amount of eco loss here. That is going to sail right on over here. Let's have a look. Yo-Yo is on 250 income. And 116. He just lost over half of his eco from that nuke. That's just brutal. And that was his HQs as well, so we can't build any more T3 units. He's going to have to upgrade that to get anything done. Right, back on the left, and we can see the battleships have encountered other battleships. And they're now actually starting to take a decent amount of fire. The torpedo bombers plus submarines are still around. Subs are trying to focus down the cruisers to give the torpedo bombers a bit more survivability. Get those guys down and you're going to have a better time of it. There are, like I said, a couple of battleships firing back, but look at that. 1, 2, 3 battleships against one. The health just dissipates crunchingly. Keep himself alive long enough, they can take out the rest of the battleships, let the subs do their thing, let the torpedo bombers do their thing, and that will be very handy. In the middle, a huge push. Here's the rest of the Navy, and this is Team 1 bossing the middle. So many battleships. We've also got some aircraft carriers back there, we've got some destroyers in the mix, we've got shield boats, cruisers, all sorts, and they are just absolutely dominating this middle area. They've claimed it as their own. And what can they do? You've got some T3 sub-hunters in there as well, no surprise. And there's a massive force to be reckoned with. They need to try and take things out. If they can kill off the battle cruisers, there's not much left. They can then start hitting the edge over here, make some extra damage on Furnace Home Island. There's not a lot left. Out come the torpedo bombers, the desperation bombers at this point, trying to get as much done as possible. There are cruisers around, some more cruisers back here, and some anti-aircraft carriers which have wicked strong AA guns. One pass from those, they killed off a battleship, I think, or a battle cruiser, and that's all they got. More battleships over here, aircraft carrier destroys the works, and Nam has been forced to bring his units over to try and chew things out. One lone battleship left over this side, going to be harassed by torpedo bombers, by submarines, and some Navy as well. It cannot stay. But the mid is where it's all at. There's a huge push going on down, but even as that's happening, what is left of Yo-Yo's base is being introduced to the business end of a battleship. And these are going to go down, that's going to go down, it's going to disrupt his eco and build power even more. Destroy behind the defend, nuke going out, and it's actually going for the Navy. Not a bad choice. There's SMDs all over the place now, so it'll be harder to land on something critical in a base. Kill off the Navy, kill off the battleships. The question is, how many are there? There's like 4. There's proximity. That's the wrong way to move. You're moving back up into it. Oh dear. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 battleships and a bunch of T2. That was a highly effective nuke. In come the torpedo bombers, which were going for that battleship, I think. Instead, now they get to drop their payloads onto some cruisers which are stunned. Those cruisers will... one dies, one's very injured. But that was incredibly helpful in the midsection, and this is another battleship going to go down thanks to all these submarine hunters. Battleship up behind there. And that has been a saviour in the mid. That nuke, plus those subs, and some extra battleships coming up the back now. And Team 1 should be able to push back in the midsection and claim it once more. More torpedo bombers. And again, this is where you want the flak. The flak will take care of those, throwing so many away to kill so few cruisers. And not even succeeding. That's just not great. Right, these guys need to band together. They need to get back over this way, closer to the aircraft carriers, which have such long range anti-aircraft fire. Incredibly effective. Their battleship is being hounded by some Vespers. They need some torpedo bombers of their own. Do team number 1. Some ACFs come in, maybe a bit late. And there we go, some sub-hunters might be able to do a bit of balancing on that front. This side though, say hello to an aircraft carrier that has been caught out without any support. Whether it has any torpedo bombers on board it can lob out might be the best thing it could do. There's none. I'd probably stop, build a couple of these and launch them against those. Because as of right now, it's defenseless against them. So the middle has been absolutely cleared out. We have more battleships coming on this way, some shield boats, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 battleships going up against this lot. One summit here is going to have a bad day if it's just like that. Torpedo bombers zero in on aircraft carriers. This one takes the brunt of the damage, down into the reds. 125 health. We're going to swim around for another pass and they're going to succeed, maybe. Nope. Or is that a torpedo? Yes. Or defended. This one actually came in and took the torpedoes for that one. Oh, that's a lot to try and process. There we go. Built some torpedo bombers, and now going for the torps. The subs. It worked. Right. How are we doing on everything else? Well, is that nuke? Do we have another one on the way? What else is being built in this form of everything? Nope, just Navy for New World. Let's throw down a gateway. We have Air and Navy for Thurnis. He's having to go of everything. We have squadron battleships up from Snam, who is currently basically ignoring the left-hand side. And hey, why not? Doesn't need to worry about it. Nothing's happening there. It's all happening in the middle. We're on this side, and well, things have died over here finally, and it looks like okay, Jaio has decided to just take over his teammate's base. He's built his own mixers and probably got the reclaim as well while he was at it. It's basically Yo-Yo just having life on hold right now whilst he tries to rebuild. Alright, still the war rages on. In the middle, there's some SACUs underwater going to be introduced to some submarine hunters. That's never a great thing, although when they blow up, they might take a few with them. Maybe, maybe not, but torpedo bombers definitely going to take a few of those sub-hunters. Down goes another. Oh dear, look at the little bombers once again. This is where the cruiser comes in, damage all over the place, killing off clumps like those guys. Groups at a time. Sitting under shields with Seraphim cruisers would be ideal. Then when these come in en masse like that, they will just simply get wrecked by the flak. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 battleships over this way. Another one coming along, battle cruisers, some shields. That is a force to be reckoned with, but there's about 7 odd battleships up this way too, having to go back at them, plus some shields. It's all looking pretty tight at this stage. Still very close battle in the middle. Very fun. Very... Oh. No Zoes. Bad Zoes. We need something more rapid fire. Destroyers are great and all, but Aeon ones just have such a slow rate of fire, a high alpha. By the time they just take too long to kill them compared to other destroyers which have rapid fire, like Seraphim ones are. And sitting still as Zoes approach you, never a great idea. Look at the health just start to fall off this once these shots land down into the yellow. Not great. Move. All you gotta do to beat Zoes is move. There we go. You're going to need something else to fend them off. He does have Harbingers here, of course, but he's got a frigates are actually better for doing that. Or rapid fire. Things like a Seraphim Destroyer would be great. It can knock things off. And yet the battle rages on. Still, the middle is contested, and still these guys fight it out over what is now 150,000 mass sitting here ready to go. In come more torpedo bombers, other cruisers there are. Watch the flak come up. Watch them die in droves. Oh, pop, smack. They get the job done though. They find their targets and they kill them, but they only get one pass, and you gotta wonder, is it worth that many torpedo bombers to kill off so few targets? I would wager probably not. Especially if they can get engineers doing reclaim off the back end. Right, left hand side, and that aircraft carrier is still loitering around. It's quite happily sitting there, making more torpedo bombers, I guess. There's a mass amount of T1 subs here. Just need a couple of entities to kill those off, and then off they go. Factories galore from Thurnus. What is he planning to do with these? It's just engineers at the moment. Perhaps he wants to go T2 and get some hover or amphibious. Nam has built an experimental. A Tempest. That's going to make a bad time for the midsection, and he's got his own nuke launcher. Oh my word. Oh my word indeed. So Tempests are going to start rocking up the middle. That's going to be a problem for team number one. I mean, they have got plenty of battleships, and battleships en masse do deal with Tempests quite well. They can put out a ton of damage. What's not great is the arms. Oh, happy said that. Arms are getting butchered. Oh, anything these guys try to build is getting butchered. Sonar platforms going up and down pretty much straight away. Wants to try and get these sonar up for stealth so they can hide these units, because that will give a huge advantage for Navy. You can't see things to shoot at, you won't shoot. And there's no Siren Tech on this side. Another nuke out. Where's this one going? Going back up here. Hey, I heard you rebuilt your base. Would be a shame if something happened to it. So that's all going to go. Can't go here because he's an SMD there. Can't go... Ooh. Would go here. I don't think that SMD covers all the way. Oh, that's another one. But it's not loaded. Just about is. He could have caught that if he'd popped the nuke here, then this SMD wouldn't have stopped it, and it could have gone kaboom. And speaking of kaboom, there goes that island once again. 2 nukes. No good. And Nam has finished another Tempest. That went up pretty damn quickly. This one's only managed to get up here. The Navy, oh, those torpedo bombers, they're doing a grand number on everything. There's like one aircraft carrier trying to do his thing. All these T3 subs are getting butchered. That was worth the spread. There's no cruisers left actually, and the aircraft carrier is going to go down. The sub hunter is going to go down, and that has carved a massive hole in the middle. These guys to push into. Where are the ASFs? Well, they finally come in here from Jayo. Yes, one. Oh dear. Not enough though. Where's the rest of them? There's a whole group. Honestly, I think Yo-Yo needs to keep his air around here. Needs to be ready to respond to these torpedo attacks, because they are relentless when they turn up, a huge number of them. If they can turn up and kill any number of torpedo bombers, it would be incredibly handy to slow that down. There's no pressure coming around from anywhere else, so yeah, he should be keeping those there. But look how fast that is going up. So much build power. That's kind of scary. Kind of scary, not gonna lie. Right. It died. The aircraft, oh no, it ran away. Take that back, it didn't die, it ran away. Alright, now things are gonna start getting bad. Tempest trying to shoot things, that big, slow velocity muzzle shot. Impacts on the shield, and the shield goes bye-bye. Does that much damage, it's just like pretty much instant. The engineers are out trying to get the reclaim going on as they need to do. Splat. It's always amusing to see those Tempests, big massive cannon with a big massive shot, and the projectile just travels so slowly. It's stuck. I think I can't get past these. Okay, pro tip. Submerge. If your Tempest is stuck on something, submerge it. It'll go underwater and it'll then be able to clip through things and it'll just go straight through these factories, no dice. What's that shooting at? A couple of ASFs.
Strategic launch detected.
Another Nuke out. Well, it's not from here. So that's going to be from there. Yes, indeed. So the nuke launcher has actually been destroyed. That looks like T3 artillery. Yes, indeed. There it is, T3 RD from Jayo. He's like, I don't like your nuke. I will destroy your nuke. And where's this one going? This is going up this way. Is there any SMD? Well, there's this one. Not loaded. And, uh-oh. This is RX. Hey, X is in the water. Okay, X has been eliminated. That had to be an edge shot. Ooh. They didn't know that was there. He took a gamble that it wasn't actually loaded, which it wasn't. Ah. They'd seen that one, and he fired it to not get caught by that. But if this one had been loaded, then RKX would have been fine. As it is, it wasn't loaded, and RKX is not fine. He is very much dead. But that has also taken down the T3 HQ. So these are effectively useless until an HQ is rebuilt. And you see he's getting to work straight on some engineers. Needs to get a normal factory T1 and upgrade it to T3 as soon as possible so he can actually get these under production again. Could maybe upgrade one of these, but that'd be a silly idea up on front. In the middle, still holding for now. For now. Huge amount of destroyers and battle cruisers back there. The Tempests are definitely stuck. They're moving nowhere. I'm pretty sure he wants to move them up. And there we go. Nam says, Tempests are stuck on these tier 1 facts. Can you remove them? No. Submerge. Send them underwater and they will move past nice and easy. You can pop them back up over here and they will be absolutely fine. Pro tip. Submerge. Alright, Furnace is yelling push. He wants them to panic in the mid, but the thing is, this is the worry, and this is where they really need some torpedo bombers of their own. If they can get a bunch of those in the skies, if they can sort that and hit these SACUs with torpedo bombers, make them go pop, it's going to stop the harm creep, because the harm creep is, well, harmful. The last thing you need is harm slowly winding their way up, because once they're underwater they're a bit more difficult to kill. I think they can be damaged by, I know they can be damaged by battleship ground fire. They can also be damaged by cruiser ground fire. If you send TAC missiles and ground fire where the harms are, it will actually damage them. So cruisers and battleships, but here comes another torpedo bomber wave. No shields, but there are Seraphim cruisers. The flak should come out and start killing them in droves. Not enough though. And this is going to be another, again, the ASCs are out of position. They are too late. The torpedo bombers have dropped their payloads. They have killed a bunch of things. Down they go. Torpedo bombers over this side. Thankfully they're just T2. If there's an Aeon player with T3 air, they could push that. Left hand side though, that's not looking as good. Plenty of subs here, but just the battleship back over this direction is going to be the problem. Although there are 3 battleships having to go at them, shouldn't take them too long to clean up. This T3 Arty? What the hang happened there? There was a whole bunch of things died at once. A whole bunch of ACFs just went pop. Probably because there's counter artillery fire somewhere. There it is. I saw the line right there. It says T3 Arty for team number 2 as well, but it is struggling. It's under some siren shielding and it's not got much shielding left on it. And if it goes down, I don't think this one has much in the way of coverage. It's going to have a bad time. And especially if they manage to get that second one up, there's going to be 2 T3 Arties lobbing their shells all over the place. These Tempests are still in the middle. They finally managed to get past these factories. The push is happening thanks to the harms and the torpedo bombers, but this is a problem. It is T3 Arty war on the mid-islands. The shielding is looking better at the moment. Ujayo has almost got that second T3 Arty up. That Arty war is going to be crucial. Look at all the torpedo bombers on the left hand side. That has obliterated all of this. Really want to think about bringing them here against all of these. There's almost no cruisers. There's a bunch of ACFs, so these torpedo bombers not long for this world. Got some ACFs and escort, but hey, we're going to be working on their second Arty is up. Oh dear. Where's the next shell going to land? On the up there? Nowhere. Does nothing. Shield goes back up, and now there's 2 artillery lobbing their payload versus this one. The shields are down. Wednesday builds an experimental. He has built a something. I don't see what it is. Unless something was handed over. Oh, there it is. Monkey back here. That's a interesting choice. Of course, Monkey does have stealth, so it could sneak around the edges somewhere, get through the water and stuff like that. Still, the single artillery does take out some mixes back there, but it has not done much else in the way of structure damage. And now with 2 artillery firing back, I don't think it's going to last too much longer. The mid is still looking pretty mid-like. There's plenty of harms coming on up. There we go. There's a ground fire from cruisers doing exactly what I said. They can kill off harms. But here we go. Shields are down. More shells are inbound. What is going to happen? The next one's going to land. Are any shields going to crop back up in time? The answer is no. Oh dear. Boom! Everything goes down. T3 Arty is gone. The factories are gone. The shields are gone. This spot has been turned into mush, and New World, maybe you don't want to walk into Arty fire. That's possibly a bad idea. Wants to try and rebuild his power grid. But, ooh, that SACU is very lucky. 400 health. Just about got totaled. In the mid though. Tempests, and you can see they do die with enough firepower thrown at them. Torrents do an amazing job of knocking stuff out. Arty fire still looking on over. We're going for the same area, or have they changed up to... I think they've changed up to Furnace indeed. Boom boom. Oh dear. Oh dear. You need to... That's going to be a problem. That is going to be a problem. He is exposed. The shields are down. More shells are coming in, and oh dear. No, 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 no. That's a lot of pain. 4,500 health. His HQ is gone. No more torpedo bombs for a while. And trying to rapidly rebuild a shield gen. He needs to put all his build power onto that. He's going to have to upgrade his shields. He's going to have to get out of there. He's going to have to think about getting underwater, because those shells are not stopping. And his base is under massive threat. The middle, though, the push is real. Have a look between the harms, between the tempests, the battleships, and everything. This has just been a gradual creep upwards. They haven't been doing a thing, but those RT shells are still landing, and they take out this. It's going to be a bad time. Anything that lands on these going to be a chain reaction galore. But he's focusing up some shields really, really quickly because he damn well needs to. All his build power is currently focused on doing that. Got to get the shield gens up before the shells land. They are doing a bad thing. Have a quick look at the map around the edges and holding here, pushing up here though, kind of holding. Still, the RT rains down. Maybe they change targets. Nope, there's the shells still moving in. Their coordination was slightly better. They could hit one of these, and that would be a huge dent. And Furnace Eco.
Launch detected.
Nuke. A lot of nukes. 4 nukes from these nuke subs. They were all, half of them loaded. And what are they going for? Well, they are going for... Now, is the shell going to get through? No, the shields blink on just in time. Furnace's base survives a little bit. Is there enough SMD? 1, 2, 3. Or just. This SMD is empty. This SMD still has 3 shells left. That nuke I think is a wee bit too close. Yes it is, it's around about there. That is covered by this SMD. So it's not going to get through. There's a Novax here as well. Oh, there was another 3 nukes and it is right at the edge. So this might not have time to actually fire all 3 of its missiles. 1, 2, 3, no! Doesn't get there in time. And Gio couldn't quite stop even nukes. It had the anti-nuke in it, but it was just at the edge and it could not fire enough in time to intercept. And that is a massive help there, because those arties were getting through. Furnace was out of space to build more shield generators. He was going to have a problem. And my look at all the air that is gathering up in this top corner from Mike S. Plenty of T2. We have torpedo bombers. We have gunships. These have swooped around the back and caused havoc in here. And this is... I think this is the Navy. This may be the end of it. It's just been a constant pushback. From Team 2, torpedo bombers come out, look like they're trying to pick off the sub hunters, but where ASFs from Mike S take those out, and it ain't looking so bad now. Rebuilt a T3 RD back here. Has Furnace, he's wanting to send that upwards. He had a monkey. Oh, hello, a Wasser. So Mike is built in the Wasser, and honestly they have air control. That thing is going to obliterate the air. It's gonna obliterate the ground, as long as they can keep it defended, which it looks like they probably can. Did anybody see where that monkey went? Here it is. All the way over here. I don't even know if that monkey's going to get a kill at this rate. It's got a long way to go, and there is so much going on in the middle. Look at these sub-hunters, they are doing their work, the battleships are getting absolutely destroyed. More nukes coming out. Here, the Awasa is dropping his payload on here, and that as they bomb directly on Yo-Yo. Yo-Yo is out of the game. Renegade's over here taking down the SAM launcher. SAM launcher struggling valiantly to try and get something done, but it's going to die of old age before it kills all of those. And this is looking worse and worse as things go. The mid has been pushed back, although that's a great nuke. Takes out 4 battleships, a whole bunch of things, and a number of harms. Very good nuke, but is it enough? Possibly not, because here is that T3 RD. Yep, as T3RD. And that is going for the Naval HQ. Kill the build power, kill the HQ, no more ships, and you're going to have a bad time. There we go, so T3RD there, just the one for now. Look at all the naval patrols pumping out battleships, battle cruisers, shield boats, frigates, just ongoing, never ending. I hear more torpedo bombers, there we go, a whole lot more, taking out more units. It has been an effort. Where has the Awasa gone? Well, I think the Awasa is died somewhere perhaps, or has it been pulled back? Oh, there's the Awasa wreck. No, that's not the Awasa wreck, that's just a circular factory. I think the Awasa is still alive somewhere. I don't know where it's gone. Here it is. As soon as I say that, I'll spot it on the right hand side. Very much live, very happy. And the monkey's actually getting closer. I feel like his jaws dun, 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 dun. Coming through the water, looking to kill things off. But all of this, battleships, there's a SACU about to die in the face of multiple bombs. Here are units. We're going to ignore that desync. It does not actually affect the game too much, and it's only desync on the replay, not in the game. But that aside, pushing up and here to kill off the HQ. That one is dead. They can kill off this HQ, there'll be even less ships being able to be built. There is an HQ back here for Cybran, however, so not too concerned, they can still go with that. Monkey's getting closer. How many ID do we have? No, still just one. I say just, he doesn't really need more than one at this stage. He is building more though, because why not? No 80 shooting back at him, might as well. Could even build them up here to give them some extra range. Because as it is, this one, never mind, it can see the whole, attack the whole map, it doesn't matter. It is fine. We have a pair of bugs over the left hand side, and between those and the submarines and the torpedo bombers, there's not much more they can do. I heard the Awasa, I don't know where it is.
Strategic launch detected.
X says it's GG. Control K's himself out of the game, and he's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Strategic launch detected.
It has been one hell of a fight though. There has been so much going on, and look at all the extra nukes coming in. Is there enough SMD for them? There is. No nukes for you. Monkey has made landfall. Monkey can skill things. It has walked all the way on the other end of the map to do that. More nukes have come out though, not enough this time, and boomski! Goes to the main base. The Awasa's over here, gets picked up by a bunch of ASFs and some aircraft carriers, not going to get another bomb away. Tailed right by those, and it's going to crash land on nothing. Didn't even kill the air storage. Weak. And Forever wanders himself up towards the left to try and escape all of this. These bugs going to have some fun, got things to kill here, got an SMD, got some SACUs, got some power, got a possible gateway. Monkey's rolling around the sphere, he's having great fun, probably just got forgotten about. Maybe he's on patrol? No idea, but he's currently trying to kill this, which will take a very long time because you are sorry Monkey, but you can't damage terrain. Play fuck the ground all you want, but it ain't budging. It ain't budging. Did I play Spot the Weirdness? I thought that might have been a bit of weirdness, but no. I think it was just a bit of a distraction at first. Another Awasa. And they're playing Commander Hunt. Yeah, Commander Hunt is over there. But yes, that was a hell of a game. There was a lot doing. And there's so many places all over the place, and for so long. Battle raged in the middle of the map. Epic Navy fight, look. That was an epic Navy fight. Eventually tilted by a Tempest, and that many nuke subs. Somebody's gonna find this guy soon. He's running for the corner. He's running for the corner. There's torpedo bombers, there's a couple of gunships, there's an Awasa loitering around. It's getting tickled to death though. There are some SAMs saying g'day, but it's going to take a while for it to die at that rate. And here we go. I think these Storks will have found the commander from New World. Is he paying attention? Yes, he is. Well, there's the kill order. Somebody's seen him. Somebody's going for him. Yep. And along comes the Awasa. Just deep enough to survive that? No, probably not. Awasa to the base. Awasa to the base. And there we have it, folks.